So let us quickly start off at least a portion. At least we will not be getting much of time because I thought of specifically solving these questions with you so that it doesn't bother you in term end as such, because you are going to get similar kind of question even in your term end. Same type of question again in your term end. So be ready to answer them very nicely. Okay. So let us start off with our segment that I was talking about, and that is the that we are talking about is called as the third module. So let me share my screen once again. Okay. So the third module, the module number 3 is what we're going to start today. Module 3. And this module 3 is called as the angle modulation. Okay. So the angle modulation. So if I happens to just show you one very interesting thing, if I go back to my syllabus, okay, so this is the syllabus that I showed you in the very first day itself. So this is the third module that we are going to discuss. Okay, so it's angle modulation and demodulation. So that mean that this is angle. I'll come to that. That is, what does this angle mean? But it is basically an extension to the modulation techniques that we have already learned in the first two modules. The first two modules were specifically to modulate the amplitude of the carrier. That was the main objective, right? In the first two modules, we have specifically mentioned the amplitude of the carrier, how it is varying with respect to the message signal being mentioned, right? So that was the there, and for that the different set, different categories, the classifications, everything we had discussed, power, bandwidth, and everything. Now, angle modulation is where we discuss the other two components of a signal. So if you remember, I think I have shown you this earlier as well, that every signal, any given signal, if I consider, it has three components ideally. One is the amplitude, second is the phase, and third is the frequency. So these three components are there to represent any signal, and mostly we are referring to here the sinusoid signal, because we are not overcomplicating things as of now. So mostly that is an amplitude as a sinusoid signal that we are talking about. But what we have also observed in over the year, that the amplitude modulation that we have discussed for the first two modules, this happens to have a very chronic problem, and that is due to noise. Because in whenever you are transmitting a signal, when you are transmitting an analog signal, or rather an analog modulated amplitude modulated signal over the channel, it is imperative that the amplitude of the signal will vary drastically based on the channel condition. Be it a wired connection, be it a wireless scenario, whatever be it, it will definitely have a long lasting effect. Okay, so this noise factor, okay, associated with aim can be hugely nullified using this particular angle modulation scheme. Clear? So that is the basic role, or why we are actually focusing on angle modulation. Angle, the word angle over here, it's not the geometric angle actually. It stands for both the phase or the frequency modulation, whichever we are choosing. Okay, so I'll just write it over here once. I'll go back to that page of mine. Yeah. So here, so angle modulation. Okay, so this happens to be two types. One is the phase modulation. Okay, or the second type is the frequency modulation. In short, they are called as PM and FM. I guess FM is almost known to every one of you. All of you must be having a mobile phone where you might be tuning in with your mobile with your headphone, and you might be listening to different radio stations. Okay, 98.3 Radio Mirchi or 93.5 Red FM and all those other stations, whatever you have. So that 93.5 or 98.3, those are the FM radio stations. FM stands for frequency modulated station. Okay, so the signal what you are listening to ideally is frequency modulated by some means. And primarily the advantage of having the different these two, both this PM and FM, is the noise factor. The noise factor is drastically reduced, okay, in both of these cases. That is the AM and the PM and FM. So unlike to AM, so I'll write it over here. Unlike to AM, AM, where amplitude is varied, amplitude varies. Here, frequency and phase of the carrier will vary. Simple as that. Okay, so we have to find a way in order to get hold of this variation. That is the only thing that we have to understand. And as I said again, I'll just to repeat once again that this is very important. This whole angle modulation is very important because this happens to be the key for radio broadcasting. Okay, the application wise. So broad radio broadcasting, TV transmission. Okay, TV transmission. Then we have a two-way radio communication. Two-way radio communication, like that, so on and so forth. Even cellular radio transmission. Cellular radio transmission is basically something very similar to the mobile station or mobile communication that we are talking about, but it is similar to that, not exactly. But anyway, these are the different set of applications. So you can see that they are very important application in daily life. Understood? So that's why they are still being used. Or AM is not that used anymore. It's a very obsolete kind of process. Even FM and PM has gone on changing its flavor, but ideally they are still being used for all these basic applications. Okay, and before we end, let me just introduce that also to you, because it's 41. We still have 5 minutes time. So as I said, that the term angle refers to either phase or frequency variation of the carrier signal, as we on know with respect to the message signal. So there is no doubt with that. Now let's try to define it a little bit. So suppose I have a signal ST, which is equal to EC cos of theta t. Okay, let me do one thing. I'll put a third bracket, square bracket over here for our illustration. Okay, so this is the general expression. Please make a note of this. This is the general expression. General expression of what? General expression of angle modulated signal. Okay, so this is the general way. Now in that, a few things we need to note. One is this EC that you are looking at. This is the carrier amplitude. This is carrier amplitude, and this remains constant. So please make a note of this. In the earlier AM, we were actually varying the EC. Remember, in AM, the carrier wave was varying with respect to the message, and the variation was in terms of amplitude. If you remember, this kind of a graph was there. Like this was there, and it was varying like this. Okay, the amplitude was varying. So here it is constant. That's the first thing. And this portion, the theta t that you're looking at, okay, this is what we are calling as the angular argument. Why it is called a generic angular argument? Because theta t can either be modified to give rise to PM, or theta t can be modified into giving us FM. So you can very well say that PM and FM are somehow kind of interchangeably used. It is not actually fair to write this, but still I can just happens to write in this way, maybe just for your understanding purpose, that ideally PM and FM, okay, can be interchangeably used. We'll find that, we'll define that later. Unlike to AM. AM was a standalone modulation which required separate entities and generation for its matter. But here, suppose you have generated an FM signal, you actually can convert that to PM signal. Or if you have a PM signal or PM modulator, you actually can change it to generating the FM signal as well. So that's a brilliant advantage that it actually is having. Okay, so that is ideally what the theta t is all about, or the theta 4t that we are talking about. So for example, like if I happens to change this equation in terms of PM, so suppose I want to change this expression into PM expression. Okay, suppose FM, I'll do it sometime later also. So it will be something like ST equals EC constant cos of, sorry, cos will be replaced by something like, suppose omega ct is the common, so it's basically the carrier and the frequency will remain constant. So omega ct plus something like theta prime. Now this theta prime t that you are looking at, this theta prime t that you are looking at, this is basically a function of EMT. What is EMT? This is basically the, so it means, this means it is a function of amplitude of the message signal or the baseband signal. So basically based on the message signal or the baseband signal, okay, the phase is actually changing of the carrier. And if I define it this way, then we can perhaps say that this is a phase modulated signal that we have in store. Same way, if we can introduce some kind of a frequency component which gets varied, the theta t, we are talking about this angular argument, that if I define this angular argument in terms of frequency some way, okay, then the equation will be same, but it will be called for a frequency modulated signal. All right, so let us stop at this point, because we have a separate discussion that we need to do after this. And I think that will take a little bit of time for you to understand. So I think we can stop at this point. Now let me go back. 1 minute. So let me stop the recording as well.